What's up? What's up? What's up? Hey, good evening, everybody. How y'all doing? Y'all know who this is. This your boy, Thomas Jr., and this is the real news behind the news. Oh, yeah. We're going to let a few of y'all come in, but guess what? Today is January 12th, 2025. There's been a lot of stuff going on, y'all. Right now, I just want to see what you all want to talk about because y'all know me. I'm going to talk about whatever y'all want to talk about. So I'm gonna give a few minutes for as many people to come in. While you coming in, please let me know where you watching this video from. What city, state, what country? Because we come to find out that majority of the people that's watching this broadcast are people from overseas, and I'm truly grateful for that. Even though, oh, matter of fact, y'all, we need what 83 more people and we'll hit 2,000 subscribers. I remember at one point we had a bunch of subscribers. We had almost 10,000 subscribers at one time. And by me not knowing what the YouTube guideline was, by me not following the YouTube protocols, I was saying a lot of things that I didn't know I couldn't say that was violating the YouTube community. So they basically struck this page, they struck it down and took a lot of my subscribers away. I'm talking about took all my subscribers away, but we're only 83 subscribers away from hitting 2,000. So if you all know somebody that's not a subscriber to this channel, tell them about this channel. Tell them about this crazy Negro from Shreveport, Louisiana, who's bringing y'all real news behind the news. Because again, we don't get news in America. We get propaganda. Like, I don't know, we can talk. We can even talk about the fires in California. I really don't know what's going on, but it seems awful suspicious, y'all. Anytime we see something major like that on mainstream media, we need to ask questions because guess what? They still haven't done nothing about the wildfire that was in Maui. What, about 5, 6, 7 months ago? 7 months ago, y'all remember they had all them fires out there in Hawaii? We still don't know the true story behind that. So, hey, let's get off into it, y'all. As you come in, please leave a comment. Make sure you subscribe so that you can get notifications when I do these videos. But tonight, we're gonna talk about what you all want to talk about. Please share these videos. Most importantly, your comments are the most important part of any video that I do because it is you all's comments that give me the content to talk about. Now, I'm not the smartest man in the world. I try to be one of them, but really, a lot of people talk about how smart I am. No, I'm not really that smart. I just try very hard not to be dumb. So, y'all come in, man. As you come in, I know it's a lot of people be watching over the last few live videos. We've been getting almost at least 150, 175 people watching the live videos that I do. I uploaded a video earlier talking about Trump. A lot of people here locally in Shreveport be asking me why I don't talk about local issues. Fuck, you know what's going on locally here in Shreveport. Jackson boy, what's up? One of the faithful, slow motion man. Actually, I was actually just bored, and I realized maybe I should put some content on. Let me put y'all comments up here as we go. As we go. No, Jackson, boy, I'm just bored, man, and wanted to hear what you all was thinking. What's on you all's mind? You know, because again, every broadcast that I do is not about me. It's about the viewers, the subscribers, trying to get an idea of what you all want me to talk about. Give me 1 second, man. Let me try this. Let me try something real quick. Hold on just 1 second, y'all. All right. Let me try this here, shit here. For me, let's see if that's gonna be a little bit better. That's gonna be a little bit better. But again, we need you all to chime in. Now, There's a lot we could talk about. Most importantly, I want to talk about, if it was left up to me, I'd talk about the genocide in Israel. And people be like, why are you so concerned about Israel? Because it is our tax dollars. It is mine and yours and my tax dollars that's going to support a genocide, y'all. For the first time in human history. Now um we can't go back in history and see video footage in real time of genocide. You had what happened in the Holocaust to those same Jews who call themselves Jews but are not, but are of the synagogue of Satan. Those same people try to tell us every year about the Holocaust that happened in Germany, which we can't deny that Hitler destroyed a lot of those people. But aren't those same people right now doing the same thing to the Palestinians? And are we cool with that in America? Specifically, since our tax dollar, we don't have money to get the people in Maui that suffer from that wildfire. We're not going to have money to get the people in California for those wildfires, because guess what? The insurance companies dropped a lot of those people fire insurance. We don't have money to get the people in Tennessee and all those places who just went through that hurricane a couple of months ago. But we got money to send to Israel. We got money to send to the Ukraine. How is it that we got money for weapons of war, but can't take care of our poor here in America? So I'm going to give a few more minutes, man, and let a few more people come in. Again, as you come in, let me know where you're coming from, where you're joining the broadcast from. I'm here in Shreveport, Louisiana. I know Jackson, boy, you in local, I think, where you from Bossier. But yeah, I need to know where you all are watching the broadcast from, just for my personal analytics. But most importantly, I need you all's comments. Also, I know if y'all can go down at the bottom, read that little banner that's going down there. If you can support the channel financially, please do that, because we can use all the financial support that we can get. But let's get into it, man. Let's talk about Trump. Is Trump gonna be different? I mean, when I say different, is he gonna he ran on the policy that he was an anti-war war candidate. He wants to be an anti-war politician or president. And in his last administration, we got to give it to him, he was the only president out of the last 4 that did not start a new war. But Trump is ready to try to go to war with Iran, y'all. Trump just told us he's the best friend that Israel ever had. That should be alarming, especially when you look at how genocidal Israel is right now. Our tax dollars are going to support a genocide. Do y'all realize how many people over in Israel have lost their lives since January 7th, October 7th, 2023? Do y'all realize how many people, how many Palestinians are no longer here on this planet because of what Israel does? Jackson boy say, how come they gave everyone reparations but us as blacks? What would they do if every black stopped working for something? You know what they would do? They would go get a bunch of Mexicans. Now they did do reparations after slavery, Jackson boy. I'm going to give you a real game. Put the comment up there. They did give reparations out after slavery. You know who got the reparations? The slave owners. Go back and look it up. Look up the history of slavery and post-slave chattel slavery. Once they freed the slaves, Lincoln so-called did the Emancipation Proclamation and freed the slave. Do you realize every slave owner got money from the federal government for the property that they lost? Property meaning slaves. Now they're not going to give us nothing as blacks. If we decide not to work, guess what? They could easily replace us with Hispanics or people coming from South America or south of the border, which is what they're doing now. Believe it or not, this is why you have a drop in wages in America. one of the main reasons for immigration is to bring in cheap labor, hence, i.e., replace niggas. So yeah, if we decide to stop working here in America, they got somebody all ready to replace us. They got them some new niggas. Y'all remember when Richard Pryor said they got them some new niggas? It's called the immigrants. Richard Pryor said they be in a classroom practicing on how to say nigga. He said, Richard Pryor said, the instructor in these immigrant classroom naturalization, when they try to make them natural citizens, say, okay, class, go ahead and say it. Nigga, 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 nigga. You're close. If you get your ass kicked, you know you got it right. So yeah, that's the answer, Jackson boy. If they're not gonna give us no reparations, plain and simple. It's been almost what 200 years now since the end of slavery, and we have not gotten anything yet. They gave the slave masters, the slave owners, reparation. We still waiting for that 40 acres and a mule as black people. And now here we are being replaced every day on the job site. Drive around your city, no matter where you at in the country, drive around your city and see in the morning time how many of these construction crews, how many of these laborers are from another country. Immigration is designed to drive down the wages in America. It's all about benefiting the corporations, y'all. We do not live in a capitalistic society in a sense. We live in a capitalistic corporation type society where your corporations run your government. Hence, how do your politicians get money to run for office? From corporations, from the pharmaceutical industrial complex, from the companies, the military industrial complex, the companies that make bombs and weapons of war, from the healthcare complex, the insurance company complex. Again, going back, look what's happened in California. I can't say that this was something premeditated. I don't want to get off into no conspiracy theories, but it's awful strange that all them fires in California, you look, none of the palm trees have been touched. You got all these houses along all these streets burned down, but none of the trees. Now, again, that's just me and my ideas. And in another video, we'll talk about that. But guess what? The insurance companies dropped a lot of these insurance policies on those people in California, and fire insurance. People are coming to find out now that they no longer have fire insurance in California, which means that now land developers are able to come in and pay these folks little or nothing for all these homes, buy up all that property and redevelop it and repurpose it for different appropriated for different whether it be commercial or residential. Yeah. So we live in a corporate society, a corporate capitalistic society in America. There is no democracy in America. But yet still they go overseas and fight these wars. Talk about they're trying to promote democracy. Hell, you don't have democracy in America. Say the wrong thing on social media and see, do you have the right to freedom of speech? Say something about the LGBT community and see, do you have the right to freedom of speech? No, we live in a corporate dictatorship. We live in what's called a fascist dictatorship, where the corporations control your government, who hence control us. Everything that happens in America, as far as our federal government, happens on behalf of the corporations. Yeah, America itself is an incorporation. You live on what's called a ship. That's called America. Your president of the United States is the CEO of this corporation that's called America. You don't live in a country per se. You're riding on a ship. Hence, why do you think they give you what's called a birth certificate when you're born? On a ship, you have what's called a berth. That's the part of the ship that you are assigned to. When you get on a ship, you have what's called your berthing quarters. Then they give you a number, your social security number. Notice all that shit is tied to your taxes. You're riding on a ship that's called America. Boy, that's so deep. You're going to need a shovel to dig it. For real, though. So, Jackson boy, the government gives you a certain amount of tax money back that you work a whole year for. They want you with the dependent. Guess what? I'm going to give you some more, even deeper game than that, my brother. When you're born with that birth certificate and that social security number, do you realize the government takes out a $45,000 loan on your name just by you being born, using your birth certificate and your social security number, and over your lifetime, you work to pay that $45,000 loan that they issued at the time of your birth in your name. Now, that's a whole different story, but this whole tax structure is flawed. Think about this. Technically, it is illegal for them to tax your wages and earnings. They're only supposed to be taxing your investments and your financial gains outside of what you work for on a week-to-week basis, my man. Yeah, it's illegal for them to tax. Think about it. What were they doing before they created the IRS, which is not a federal institution? I know y'all haven't heard this before, but the IRS is not a federal institution. So you're paying taxes at the end of every year with your W-2. But do you realize you pay taxes every time you go to the store? Make a major purchase, you're paying state, federal, and you're paying national, state, and you're paying federal, state, and local taxes. In reality, that pack of cigarettes that you buy is really $4. But now you got that state tax symbol on that pack of cigarettes. That's another $2. Then you got the state taxes that you got to pay, which is another $1.50. Then your local. Now that $4 pack of cigarettes is $8. Y'all see what I'm saying? This whole tax structure is flawed. It is designed for the middle class to pay the burden for the upper class and the lower class, because if you're upper class, there are tax breaks and incentives that you get where you don't have to pay as much taxes as the middle class. And if you're poor, you don't pay taxes at all. So the middle class is the one who's stuck with the burden of paying all the taxes. Those who are in that 50 to 100 and some $1,000 tax range, they're the ones who suffer the most. Yeah, the poor don't pay any taxes and the rich are paying no taxes because there are tax breaks and incentives that they get being rich and loopholes that they can skirt paying taxes. But let me and you go get our paycheck. We work hard, 360 some, just say we work 250 days out of a year. And then at the end of the year, after they took all these taxes out of our paycheck, they might give us $1,000 back, depending on how many kids you get back. But look how much money you paid into the tax system throughout that whole year. It's a scam. It's all a scam. Yeah. So we here in America now, we're not seeing any residual profits from our income taxes because right now we're 20-some trillion in debt. Do you realize every 2 days we're creating another $1 trillion? I mean, I think it's another $1 billion. Put it like this. Right now, we're 20-some trillion dollars in debt. Do you realize all the tax money that they collect from Americans throughout the year is basically going just to pay the interest? They're borrowing money from the Federal Reserve, which again is not a government entity. Y'all gotta go back and look at the Federal Reserve Act of 1912. When they created, a bunch of bankers got together and took over the United States economy by printing up paper money that has really no value. And that's a whole nother story there. But yeah, the Federal Reserve is not a federal organization. It's a private organization of private bankers. You think I'm lying? Look it up. And the IRS are their debt collectors. Remember when Bone Thugs and Harmony had that song, them calling me Mr. Bill Collector, needing me money, no it's up tonight. Yeah, the Federal Reserve is a group of bankers who took over the finances of the American government, and now they loan our government money, paper money, that they create out of thin air, and the IRS is used to collect it. I better not say too much more about that because I'm hoping to get a nice little tax return check, and they be watching YouTube channels, your social media. They be watching everything to find out, should we audit this Negro? And go back and find out that I missed paying taxes 3 years ago. I mean, 3 years, 20 years ago. Now they audit my tax return. Oh yeah. You're living in a fantasy. We're living in a matrix. That's a fantasy here in America. Plain and simple. Nothing that you see in America is reality. If we were to wake up and understand, if 80% of the population in America was to wake up and realize what's going on with our federal government, do you realize there'll be riots and chaos in the streets? Yeah. You're paying taxes into a system, and the system, think about this, we're spending $1 trillion a year just on weapons of war. Who's getting that money? The military industrial complex. Again, America is a corporation. We are riding on a slave ship called America. We're riding on a ship that's called America. America is what's called a corporation. It's not a country per se. Edward Snowden told us the U.S. is spying in the hot air balloon was a gimmick. That hot air balloon, yeah, was a gimmick. Man, come on. You think China gives a fuck? China got satellites. Hundreds of satellites, thousands of satellites in outer space that can read newspapers from almost 100-some miles up in the sky. You think China really gave a fuck about sending a weather balloon to spy? When that weather balloon could only gather so much information for the duration that it was going from China all the way around the world to come through the United States, when they got satellites that in real time can gather thousands of terabytes of information per second. Let's think about that. What we need to be worried about are these drones. Outside of that weather balloon ain't got shit on these drones. Now that's gonna be a different story, because these drones, remember the story that they had a couple of months back, about a month or so back, about them drones up in New Jersey? Y'all realize that technology comes from extraterrestrial sources, because these drones have no known propulsion system that we are familiar with. Now, it might sound crazy, but there is something out there. Even if you're a religious guy or gal, if you're religious, whether you're Christian, Muslim, or Jew, do you realize your concept of God is extraterrestrial? Because where does your God live? No matter what religion you are, where does your God live? Up there. Even if you believe in Jesus. Then something come down from the heavens and tell Mary that she was going to have a baby and she wasn't going to have to give up no coochie, but she was going to get pregnant without giving up some coochie. And 10 months later, Jesus was born supernaturally. And then when Jesus died, where did he go? Back up there. When your little daughter, your son, your 5, 6-year-old pray, what they say, our Father, who art in heaven. Do you realize your whole concept of God comes from an extraterrestrial source? No matter what religion you are, when you pray to your deity, where do you pray? To your deity. You pray to him who's in heaven. So, man, it's really deep, y'all. This thing gets real deep. We are human beings living on a planet called Earth that is part of a solar system, which is part of a galaxy. Yeah. There are extraterrestrial beings, and that's a whole different show. Man, I'm going to start talking more about that. Like y'all look at people like Billy Carson and y'all go look at, I truly believe in the concept of the theory of the Anunnaki. Those beings who were here, who created us in their image. Didn't the Bible tell you, come, let us go down there and create man in our image? That means something came from the sky and created us to look just like them. You know how they did it? Y'all finna give y'all some game. We're gonna keep going forward. Actually, I'm gonna have to edit this video because I need to go in there and take care of something. But we were created, human beings, modern day human beings were genetically modified from those beings who came from the sky. They took their DNA and genetically modified it with the beings that was already here on Earth. Now you go back and look at all the fossils and tell that there were ape-like animals or humanoid type animals millions of years ago, thousands of years ago on this Earth. How do we get to be a superior being as human beings? Our DNA was genetically modified by those beings that we call the gods. When they say, let us make man in our image. But you can't talk to Christians or Muslims or people like that, the real religious people. You cannot get them to understand the truth. Remember in Genesis chapter 6, when he said, the sons of God looked down upon the daughters of men, saw that they were beautiful, and they left the heavens and came down to the earth and made it with them. Made it with them. That tells you right there, something came out the sky and had intercourse with the female beings, with the women, with the humans up on this earth. But if you talk about it like this, you're going to be called a crazy ass person, a kook. But no, we were genetically modified by beings that was hundreds of thousands of years more advanced than us. They were so advanced that they came all the way from the heaven. Then Genesis chapter what? Chapter 2 or whatever say, let us go down there and make man in our image. Meaning something came out the sky and created this form of humans that we are now. The Garden of Eden, y'all, was a research laboratory. This technology that we have today is not new. Don't we learn that there's nothing new under the sun? This technology that we have today is tens of thousands of years. Do y'all gonna be real? Y'all go back and y'all really want to know what the pyramids were? The pyramids were energy resources. Man, these folks had Wi-Fi thousands of years ago. But we're taught that they were primitive. Now, if you go back and look at the structures of the pyramid, look at the science and the technology, I mean, the whole architecture and all that of those pyramids were energy centers. Those folks had electricity, man. But I sound crazy to you all for telling you this, but go back and do your research. Again, there's nothing new under the sun. Think about it here in modern society. We just had electricity. We just came into electricity just barely over 100 some years ago. But again, if there's nothing new under the sun, that technology was lost or it was controlled by different entities like the Vatican, Knights Templars, the Illuminati. Y'all got to understand the real Illuminati is not so much as these rappers or these entertainers. No, the real Illuminati, go back and study the name Adam Weishaupt, and you understand what the Illuminati really is. All this technology has been hidden and controlled by those who are in power to control the masses. Look at Nikola Tesla, who created and found ways to create energy sources just using the Earth's gravitational field, the magnetic fields, upon all this shit that we pay for in the form of electric bills and all that shit. Nikola Tesla found a way to bypass all that. Do y'all realize they have the technology where nobody on this planet should have to pay for electricity? And they keep it amongst themselves. Hey, y'all, I got to go in here, man, because I just realized what time it is. I'm going to break this video off and leave it right here at a good point where everybody that's watching is going to be like, damn, what are you going to say next? Y'all stay tuned. This your boy, Rob Thomas Jr., man. This is the real news behind the news. Again, hit that like button, subscribe. Tell everybody in your family and 6 Negroes that live up the street. Well, you mean Area 51? Area 51 is a highly sensitive government base where they have alien technology. Basically, they have technology that's extraterrestrial. This is why it's highly secret. They have they have recovered crashed spacecraft. I mean, extraterrestrial spacecraft. This is why you see in the drone technology. But y'all gotta give me, man, another time. I'll come back tomorrow and we'll finish this up. I gotta go in here and make sure my little man is straight and take care of some things. But again, y'all, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, man. Tell everybody about the real news behind the news. We need 83 more people to get our 2,000 mark. I'm trying my best to get the monetization back. I got to come up with another 9.8 million hours of videos on shorts, plus another, just say, 1,000 hours of watch time, meaning I need you all to watch these videos. But until then, y'all can support this channel, man, through your likes, your comments, sharing the page, but most importantly, down at the bottom where it say PayPal, Venmo, Cash App. Really, we can use y'all financial support too. So until y'all see me again, man, y'all be blessed.